Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 26 with the Chicago White Sox. A quick programming note. This is going to be the last Friday video until September the 26th. I am recording a Rockies video, either tomorrow, being Thursday or Friday. But this will be the last video of this. Nothing crazy happening. I was going on vacation. I don't want to have my computer with me, so I will be away for about 2 weeks and a bit. But there'll be a new Monday video on the 22nd and a new Friday video on the 26th. So Monday the 8th I'll have a video because I record that in advance, and then nothing until the 22nd. So hopefully you enjoy many a baseball game while I'm away. And you have a lot of fun with the OOTP yourselves if you happen to own a copy of the game for yourself. With all the particulars out of the way, let's get started. So our previous episode, I said it was World Series or bust. It ended up being bust, which still makes me a little bit grumpy, but it's fine. I still think we had every chance to win had we had a little bit better luck with our offense. In case you'd forgotten, if we very quickly it was teehee berry waffle. Where is the final game? Here it is. Right here. It was Jaden Charles having issues at the wrong time. But if we were to find a single person to blame our poor performance, it was Enrique Castillo, who at the absolute worst times choked, and choked hard. So much so that I'm not going to keep him. I'm going to trade him away right now. I don't want his stink on my team anymore. Literally anything can be had for Enrique Castillo. Hey, you want to help me upgrade? Amazing. Wow, the people really want a guy who fucked up in the postseason pretty bad, huh? Brett Pease is pretty exciting, actually. Plus, he's made snacks in his locker. I respect that. You know what? Brett Pease, welcome to the White Sox. You know what you didn't do? Fuck me out of the World Series last year. That already puts you in prime position. We think he could be a starter. I'd be happy if that happened, but I really expect him to be a reliever or something similar. So that was an easy decision. Let's look at some other stuff now. So we do need to find a new pitching coach because our old pitching coach retired. A very fond farewell to our friend there. I thought he retired. Did he not retire? Yeah, he did. Adam Amick, you have done a pretty incredible job building a pitching staff for many years. Now it's time to find a new pitching coach who can do the job as well as you did. So the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to find a replacement pitching coach. John Kovalik would seem to be the next man up. And he has an amazing relationship with most of the pitching staff. He's not the perfect coach, but he is a very good one. But here's my problem with him. He's only average at developing pitchers. So maybe we don't use Kovalik. Like, I respect the fact he's got a great relationship with the team. I wonder if he might be better as a bench coach than he would be as a pitching coach. It's certainly something that I'm thinking about. Brian Coyle is an amazing pitching coach that my team hates. Gerardo Olivares isn't that great, although he has good relationships. Rafael Perez is an outstanding pitching coach, but doesn't have relationships. I either have good relationships or I have good pitching instruction, but I don't have both. We do like personable coaches here. My problem is, though, he's not very good development. I think we need to get a new pitching coach. As much as it pains me, as much as I love being promoted or promoting coaches and everything, I don't think he's good enough. I like his strong relationship with my pitching staff. I very much value that. But not if you're not a good enough coach. If it means you decide to leave for a new team, I respect your decision, but I really want excellent top tier pitching coach that happens to get along well with my team. Um, Brian Needham would not get along well with my team. Dave Staples does not get along well. David Graybill. Some of my pitchers get along with him, most of them don't. Yeah, you have a good relationship, but you're also a terrible coach. I mean, Joe Mangrum is fine. He's better than any of my current coaches. It doesn't make me super happy, but I think it's a reasonable choice. The fact is, I just don't have the elite super coaches that also have a good relationship with my players. And that's fine. He also happens to be personable, so I think this is a good fit for the club. It's not my ideal choice. I wish I had somebody that's a little bit better, but I am willing to make him the pitching coach for the Chicago White Sox. I think he's just the best fit. Although I do think certain coaches are better teachers than he is, I think he's a good fit, helping us develop a little bit. Yeah. So hopefully we see some pretty positive developments out of that. Now let's get the player development stuff set up. Beginning, of course, with Brett Pease. He's a Pease in the pod. Get your control sorted, my friend. Immediately, if not sooner. Nick Ambroso obviously also needs control help. Nicolas Berthier, I'm happy to let him develop however he wants to develop. I don't really feel the need to steer his development the way that I would others. Same with John Leyva. Josh Campbell needs a lot of control. I do want to develop at least some hitters. Tim Grass, he needs a new position, but for right now, I'll just settle for him improving his plate appearance, his play discipline. I like Edwin Lucio a lot. I think he's got a lot of potential. So let's have him try to work on that potential a bit by having him improve. Wait, infield defense? Can you play the infield? You can only play first. That doesn't help me. There's a chance he could get better at center field. I think that would immeasurably improve his value to me. But I think for right now, I'll just have him work on his gap power. That's easy enough to achieve, relatively speaking. Raul Barrera needs to work on his secondary pitches. Tony Ballesteros, I'm just going to trade. There's nothing in here that really interests me anymore. And I don't want to lose him in the Rule 5 for nothing, so let's quickly try to flip him for an interesting prospect or two. I like Alejandro Hernandez a lot. I think he'd be a very fine addition to this club. I want to see if there's any, like, superstars here. Actually, could I get multiple prospects from? Are people that desperate for some Ballesteros action? Maybe. But if I can get multiple prospects, How on earth are any of these mistakes? Okay, Bill Valenzuela can actually stay at center field, which is pretty tasty. Pablo Craig is not very good. Antonio Gutierrez is also not that great. I like you a lot, but let's keep looking. Roberto Diaz is a legitimately good relief pitcher. I'm kind of into that. Doesn't throw super hard, so he's not flawless. Joel Sampson is a pretty good catcher with a lot of power. I don't know, I'm really tempted by Valenzuela, though. I like getting elite tier prospects that are still starting their career. And I think he is that guy. I might negotiate the deal a little bit more, see if I can't get them to throw in at least one more prospect. But this is actually a pretty good deal. I feel reasonably happy about it. I would obviously like more if I can get it, but it's not of crucial importance to me. I like Brian Daly, actually. Let me see if they'll throw in Brian Daly. It is worth it to me to at least ask the question, and if he's like, no, go fuck yourself, then we can worry about it then. No, you're wanting really good players, I think. I mean, I would include Johann Schaefer, actually. If I'm going to give you Schaefer, I want a little bit more. Maybe one more prospect, like a Jeff Ruiz, potentially. You're not a third baseman, but you're a decent second baseman. Alright. This is my last offer. If I have to offer too much more, then I'll just go back to the original offer. Almost. But you're asking for, like, trash tier players. I mean, I just saw 36. Fine, this is okay. This is all about quantity more than it is about quality. But I think Valenzuela has a chance to be really, really good, and most importantly, this means I can keep sending a player to. I recognize a couple people lost 2 or 3 days. They'll get over it. Let's get Chris Hernandez. No, Chris Hernandez doesn't need the time. Who do we have in the majors that needs some work? Edwin Hernandez definitely could use some help. Keep working on your play discipline, my guy. And he's already being trained, right? There he is. Let's get one more prospect then. Where's the new guy? I think Ambrosa 100% is being added to the 40-man. That's not even a moment's hesitation. Can Valenzuela is the new guy. There you go. Cool. I'm going to do something a little bit tricky. I'm heavy working your quality of contact because I need you to make contact to be a good hitting person. Okay. Let me go ahead and add Ambroso, Lucio, Barrera. You all get added for sure. If we're gonna add anybody else, I need to think about it. Maybe Fernando Galvan. Ooh. Fernando, you're an okay left fielder and nothing else. You have no other value to me. Because you're not a second baseman. Nick Anderson is a little bit better, I guess. Let's now look at our arbitration deals. We are letting Kyle Teal walk. I will ask him if he's willing to take a pay cut. He is, but I just don't have the money. Mostly because of Oscar Balboa. The thing is, Balboa is really fucking good. Like, he is incredible. So I'm not going to not sign him. take a couple million off your first year here and let me throw on 2 team options, and I'll take this deal. Yeah. Vantine wants a new deal. I'll be honest, 7 million is awfully rich for you. How do you feel about 5 million? It's still a pretty substantial raise, but it helps mitigate my risk a bit. Yeah. Vantine is pretty good, but I need to find a way to make money so I can make other deals. And so I think letting him walk isn't the worst idea. I guess it's fine to keep him around for now. I can trade him during the season if I have to. Fine. Altamar. I'm going to come back to you. John Crank, you're cool. For what you do, you're very, very good. And so I like keeping you around for a bit longer. Adam Wilson is wanting a very happy race. He's wanting to be paid like a closer when he's not closing. That's probably acceptable, I guess. My problem is all of my young talent has all gotten old at the exact same time. Which means they're all looking for giant contracts, and I can't really afford to pay them that much. Adam Wilson is really good. He is really, really good. I think a 1-year deal for him is reasonable. Arisas keeps me in salary purgatory. There's not much I can do about it, but yeah. Leo Torres is the presumptive backup catcher, so even though he's wanting a decent raise for not having played in the majors, he will play in the majors this season. Although, is he? If it's not Torres, who is it? Bruton, Summers, and McIver are all basically the same player, and they all suck at defense. If I want a good defensive backup, it has to be Torres. Or Jerry Neal, I guess. Jerry Neal is defensively what I'm looking for, but offensively is absolutely not what I'm looking for. And that's kind of the area that we're in right now. It's kind of where we're trapped. At least for one season, I need Leo Torres. Or I need Kyle Teal to come back. And of those two choices, I think it's got to be Torres. I think giving him a 1-year deal as a backup is reasonable. Fine. All right, let's rip off the giant band-aids. 3 stars all are going to want longer-term deals. Jonathan Holmstrom, I am not paying you money. You've done literally nothing in the major leagues to convince you that you are worthy of a new contract. Does anybody want you, maybe? Possibly. Ooh, we're getting some offers. Okay. I like Adam Wiley a lot. You know what? Adam Wiley, welcome to the White Sox. Not even going to overthink this one. Let's get another great pitching prospect into our system. All right. Shiflett, Miney, and Rios are all going to want megabucks. Miney wants the most megabucks. And I kind of have a problem, which is that my owner loves him. And what's not to love? I am highly dubious of giving him a big deal. But the owner wants him to have a big deal. And he's a good enough player that I don't mind giving him a big contract. I wish I had a little bit more protection in it. Give me 2 team options. I'd have to shave a little bit of money off of your salary for next season. I'm sorry, my friend. But hopefully you'll forgive me. Okay. This is a crazy contract. And when she has most of the leverage, but that's how your owner is that insistent. Bill Shiflett also wants a long-term deal. So there's a couple things that give me... No, I want to talk to Danny Rios first. I think Danny Rios is more important to me. As both a power merchant and as a complete hitter. He just wants a one-year deal. You know what, bro? Respect. We can kick this particular can down the line for a year. Okay. Now let's talk to Shiflett. Shiflett is an outstanding player. I have no complaints about him whatsoever. I wish he played something other than first. I'm fine with that. You're an excellent defensive first baseman that also happens to be a really good hitter. If I had a complaint, I wish you could hit lefties better, but I think you do well enough against them. I think this is another deal that we make. I think it's a deal that we take, and we just eat the fact that this is going to be a very expensive team going forward. It is what it is. I just handed out 3 gigantic contracts to Shiflett, Rios, and Balboa. Oh, sorry. Shiflett, Maini, and Balboa. All of whom are on the right side of 30. All of whom are going to have a key role in this team going forward. We're going to have to hit really hard some minor league players if we're going to make this lineup affordable. I think that is a very important consideration for us as we proceed through the seasons to come. Is this going to be real expensive to keep this team together? Salaries are going to skyrocket, and we're going to have to make some hard decisions about this team sooner rather than later. I mean, of the 3 guys that I really wanted to lock up, Balboa, Shiflett, and Maini were definitely up there. I think Maini is overpaid, but I think it's okay. What's going to really affect our financial flexibility is what happens to Jaden Charles at the end of next season. So we will see how that works out. Oh yeah. You are a former Rocky. Yeah, I can flag you all as former Rockies or former Soxes. I feel kind of bad for Castillo, except that I don't, because he shouldn't have fucked up in the World Series in the postseason if he didn't want to be removed. You can get hot at the right time, you can be ice cold at the wrong time, and that's exactly what he was. He was Arctic. Yeah. We got Mangrum. The Mets would like to trade us Todd Makula Natada. I like Brady over a little bit too much. I would like to keep him around, please. I like how easily impressed he actually was. Like, wow, you offered me a 1-year deal. Amazing. The fans love Danny Rios, but the big contract hasn't been signed yet. I'm surprised they didn't like Balboa more. Like, Balboa really came to play last season. He was actually an excellent pitcher. The fact that you're just like, meh, it's kind of like, okay. I hear you. I don't approve of it, but I hear you. Fans are super pumped about keeping Shiflett. I need to see what they think about Maini. And increases significantly. Alright, the fans should now be at a fever pitch for greatness. I'm going to do something unprecedented. I'm going to increase ticket prices to $35 each. I just signed 3 linchpins to a very long time. I would like you to all come support the team in large numbers. That is what I would like of you. I have no money for free agents. This is understood. Oh, I forgot about Jose Altomar. That was not intentional. Um, yeah, all right. If you're gonna be a bitch, I will instantly cut you. There you go. I have no money for free agents. I have zero cash for any sort of agent, free or otherwise. Um, that's what happens when you have several excellent young players, all of which want lots of money. Adam Wilson just won reliever of the year. That's fun. Silver Sluggers for Bill Shiflett, Herb Berry, Alberto Maini, and Danny Rios. Excellent. I got Manager of the Year. Sexy. I do like the sound of that. Oof. Sweet. He got to be top 3 in the MVP, so I got a extra first round pick. That's very tasty. I'm pretty happy about that. How close was he to getting first? Oh, nice. I would have either gotten it for Barry or Shiflett. Sweet. Nick Sanchez was pretty good, I guess. Okay, real talk. I'd have given it to Barry. I know Sanchez was the better hitter, and if he's the guy, he's the guy. I would have still picked Barry because Barry played a challenging defensive position quite well. That's just my take on it. I'm not mad about it at all. Yeah. The Phillies. They really want Adam Wilson, and they're willing to part with one good prospect for him. I don't think so, guys. Sorry, mate. Free agency, I'm going to save you some time. I'm not going to look at any of these guys because we can't afford them. I have $5 million. That's more than I thought I'd have. Okay. What could we most use on this team right now? What single position would make a significant improvement? I'd want to add Adam Wiley to the 40-man. Yeah, I think the rest of these guys, we can just, like, whatever happens, happens. I'm not going to cry about it. What do we most need? I feel pretty good about our pitching staff. We've got Balboa, Charles, and Doy, and Waters. Is Pease gonna start? I don't know. Who is gonna start? I'm not quite sure. One thing we badly struggled at last season was having when Dan Halpern got hurt, we had basically nobody. So that's something to consider. I want Chris Hernandez to have a genuine shot of this season. Oh, Garrett Coates was actually talking about trading. It would free up a lot of money. Does anybody want Garrett Kozich? Is this something that appeals to people? I am getting legitimate offers for him. And I want to give Chris Hernandez a chance to play if he wants to. I would settle for a package for him. I'd love to get 3 to 4 players that are yellow or above. I think we look like idiots. I think Garrett Kozic has been a tremendous asset for us, and I think his time has come. I like you a lot. Even Mike Turner doesn't suck. I don't know why we don't like this deal. I like this deal a lot, actually. The key benefit is we save a bunch of money, but also, oh, the fans are sad about losing Kozic. Well, I didn't expect that would be an issue, but it opens up a spot for Chris Hernandez, which I do want. I do want him playing left field. And it saves us some money so that we can potentially add to this roster. What does this roster need most desperately? That is a very fine question. What the fuck is going on here? Set up my minors, please. I don't know why there's 134 people in the rookie league. Okay, fine. What was I getting ready to say here? What do we need? What would increase our chances of winning the World Series? If Hernandez and Schlotzhauer platoon in left, Bautista plays center, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's fine. What do we need? What do we need offensively right now? I think the answer is depth. I think we need a top-tier veteran reliever. I think would really help stabilize the bullpen. We need somebody that can come in and help us when we need it. That is something I'm very much interested in adding, and that's something I'm willing to spend a little bit to do. Nick Ambrosio is absolutely going to get his chances in spring training. Is he going to start? I don't know yet, but he's definitely going to get that chance. So are a lot of other players, so we'll figure it out. The rotation is honestly probably Balboa, Charles, Doy, Waters, and Vantine. Is probably the opening day rotation. I'm not 100% convinced on that, and I'm willing to listen to arguments, but for right now, that's what it's looking like. I would like one more veteran infielder. Because for all of his skill as a leader of men, Sean Gamble's not a particularly engaging hitter. I would like a little bit more depth in the infield if something happens. Halpern is great. I like Halpern a lot. Nathan Jackson is fine as a shortstop, I guess. Chris Thomas is here too. I think I could cobble together an effective bench, but if I could get a nice backup infielder, I think that would significantly lengthen this team. I also really want to get a veteran reliever. So we now have $13 million. I promise, guys, this isn't me being cheap. This is me trying to find a good fit for this club. This is seriously it? Like, are you joking? Is this a fucking comedy club? This is all I've got to work with? I mean, fine, I guess. I mean, I'll take Jeremy Gonzalez. I don't have any problem with him, but like, yikes. I could get Matt Pless back, or I could, punch myself in the face. I do quite like Juan Tovar. I think he'd be an excellent fit as a reliever. He's also quite old, though. Jose Cruz, nah. I will take Jeremy Gonzalez simply because there is literally nobody better. Like, there's not a single better option here. Oh, no. You're not going to be a closer. You're not getting a no-trade clause. Okay. I'm not giving you a no-trade clause. I cannot afford that. Can I? I'm not guaranteeing you the close rule, but I will give you the 3 years in the no trade clause, yes. And I will actually do a team option for $1 million. That's fine. I can live with that. And it does upgrade the bullpen by something that we need. So fine. Oh, this is the draft. This is the free agent class code if you need a hitter. Okay. All right. Let me look now at infielders. I mean, there's a lot to like about Emmanuel Antigua. There's a lot to like about him. He's a competent hitter, decent base pass. The problem is he's a dumpster fire as a personality guy, but he is definitely on my radar. Gregory Barrios is a little bit less so. I do like Rafael Flores, actually. Plus, he likes chili dogs. I think it actually is going to be Lantigua. I think having him on the team is going to be useful to me. Not starting lineup. You will go where you're put. But that's fine. Any potential guys we could potentially make some moves on here? Alex Delgado, sure. It's Jose Mesa. Any relation to the former Cleveland Guardian? Maybe. I want to talk to Luke Geske. I want to have this conversation with you. I'm not going to pay you $12 million. I don't have that much money. But what if you take something like $5 million? There's no way he takes this, but it would be interesting to see if it would at least consider it. Interesting. If he wants to come back to Chicago that badly, I will happily pay him $3 million. We'll get creative, and I just won't. I'll just execute his option. I think bringing him home would be a tremendous coup. Really stabilize the back of the rotation and make me feel a lot better about our chances come postseason time. Now, probably the biggest weakness of this team is going to be finding spots for all the people that need spots. I have no interest in Rob Yohe. Okay, that's not true, actually. I have some interest in him. But not as a rental. Not when I can just buy a player. So I will politely but firmly decline your deal. Now, if I get caught in a bidding war, we're basically going to lose. I cannot afford to spend any significant amount of money fighting over specific players. I just don't have that flexibility. Manuel Sosa, Habo Van Iperen, Tomas Marceno. No, thank you. I am well aware, by the way, that Lantigua's going to have to find a spot on the roster. He's going to be probably the hardest person to fit, but we'll figure it out. Is Luis Mancia one of mine? No, is it Victor Alonso? No, it's Steve Lawton. I don't remember you at all. Who even are you? I took you in the 11th round. And I lost you in the Rule 5 draft. Well, good for you, amigo. Good for you. I'm glad that you have had a productive career so far. I mean, Bobby Witt Jr. is probably going in the Hall of Fame. I would be very shocked if he doesn't. Lindor and Machado both deserve it. I think Logan Webb's got a really good case to be a Hall of Famer, given the stats of the people he's competing with. I'm kind of shocked that Giancarlo Stanton isn't getting anywhere near election. I'll still give him one final vote, but that's a big yikes for me, dog. Gunnar Henderson, sure. Jacob deGrom, fine. Burnsy, okay, sure. Like, if you accumulate 50 WAR or close to it in the major leagues, I think you at least deserve consideration for a Hall of Famer. Even if I don't necessarily think you're going to get it, I'll go for Tariq Skubal. I'm honestly just filling out the ballot at this point. I genuinely only think, at most, it's going to be Bobby Witt, makes it in on the first ballot, maybe Lindor, maybe Machado, and that's probably it. That's my guess anyway. I just can't find two other people that are worthy of it. Alright. Geske wants more money, as does Lantigua. I cannot afford to get into a bidding war with either one of you. So I will thank you for your interest in the Chicago White Sox. If you decide to come back later on, then I will take it. I like Scott Simmons a lot, but I don't like him enough to give up Wilson, who is an incredibly important part of my bullpen. Luke Geske, how much money did you get from Baltimore? Interesting. I mean, do what you got to do, buddy, but don't act like you couldn't have gotten that deal from me. I could offer a little bit more money to you, Lantigua. Because I didn't get Geske, which would have been the icing on the cake. I can afford to give you a little bit more of my money, but Gonzalez, you're not going to close. You're not even close to closing on this club. Like, you are quite literally ridiculous thinking that you're going to be the closer on a team that has Adam Wilson and yeah, I'm not going to give you the closer's role. I can't afford you anymore. You have priced yourself out of my price range, and I will look for a different reliever. I'd rather play Juan Tovar. He's a reliable reliever, he's really good at his job, and if he's a bit old, that means I can probably get him for cheaper. Let's do it. I will happily offer Juan Tovar. You're not going to be the closer, but I will give you 3 years with a couple of team options. How does that sound? Matt Pless, I refuse to come crawling back to him. Although he did have a great season for Baltimore. I am not going to come back and try to get him to sign with me. Damn, people really want Adam Wilson. And they're making intriguing offers, they're just not intriguing enough. What would I even want for him? Like, what would be my objective? I don't know that there is an obvious answer. Yeah, 3 medium tier relievers, or 3 medium tier prospects is not getting you Adam Wilson. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put Adam Wilson on the untouchable list for now. I'm not saying that I wouldn't trade him, but I'm saying that I'm not going to trade him right now. You're wasting your time asking me. Are you really getting more money from them? You're probably wanting a major league deal. I would give you $2 million without hesitation, but if that's not good enough for you, then sign with the Yankees. Why are you being weird? Well, he just wants a little bit more money each year. I'm fine with that. He's a veteran reliever with really good skills, so I am more than happy to give him a little bit more money. All right, the Rule 5 is going to be kind of quiet this season. Like, I will grab people that are available. But, oh, I just signed Jose Mesa. He's got a better than average chance of actually pitching for us. Yeah, let me add him to the 40-man. Let me remove Morgan and Gummiani. Hey, remember how excited I got when we got Gummiani in the first place? And now he's just, like, garbage tier? That's disappointing. I see you, Tristan Harmon. I think this is a hard no. I don't think this is something that would be very smart for me to do. I want players that are good right now. What do you got in that department? You have Matt Lee. Matt Lee's not that good. Josh Baird is fine. This is a really disappointing Rule 5 draft, in my experience. John Goodwin is kind of interesting. I could see somebody like him maybe making the club as a starter. Probably not as a reliever, though. Like, if I took him, it would just be to provide competition. It wouldn't be to give him a genuine shot at making the roster. And maybe that's okay. Maybe that's fine. But that's kind of where I am with John Goodwin. Harmon does have quite a bit of upside. Oh, he's another lefty. And he can't pitch to righties. I'll take Goodwin, I guess. We can see what if he does, if anything. I think we just end the Rule 5. I genuinely didn't see anybody that would move the needle for me. So we will see here what happens. Gummiani has been claimed. I mean, he's fine. He's fine. It's hard for me to get too excited about him. I thought he was going to be a little bit more than he was, but... so we got Lantigua. Now the question is, how do we make him fit on the roster? And the answer is, I don't know. I want to carry him quite desperately. So I think it's one of those things we just have to make it work somehow. Maybe it means you say goodbye to Sean Gamble. Maybe that's the solution here. Is just saying goodbye to Mr. Gamble. The problem is they're carrying both Shiflett and Hernandez, and we need both of them to be great. So I can't give up on either one of them. I think I just don't have the roster spots. And I can't give up an outfielder. Can Gamble play the outfield? Gamble can play the outfield. So I guess he offers a little bit of flexibility there, too. I say. Is there a move we could make? Maybe. Matt Puess got $2.8 million for 1 year. Delgado took a minor league deal. That's brilliant. Nobody made it in. That's really surprising to me. That's really surprising. Interesting. We got Tovar. It's not like print your World Series tickets right now kind of money, but it is good. It is good to have another reliable arm in the bullpen. Now with Crank, Horner, Tovar, and Wilson, I feel a lot better about our chances. If and when we make it to the postseason. Now, how much money will you let me spend on international amateurs? Probably not very much. I like John Salazar just because he's a very balanced player. Oh, I can offer you the full contract if I want. Nice. Yeah, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Done. This hasn't been the most thrilling offseason, I understand that. Because they're bringing in exciting new players. But I think this is an extremely momentous offseason. Because so much of our young core was signed to long-term deals. And that's going to shape how we continue on as players. Lest we forget, Herb Berry's contract is also going to be coming due in a couple of years. He's going to want a lot of money. I feel pretty confident he's already going to want lots of money. Tovar losing velocity already is kind of poopy. That's kind of a mean thing for you to have done, but okay. Kyoji Doi got better. That's cool. Did I already sign you to a long-term deal? I did not. Okay. Barry's going to be major expensive. He's going to cost me a lot of money. For the best of reasons, but he's going to cost me a lot of money. Because he's just that bloody good. And the thing is that I can't afford to pay everybody. Like, that's the rub, right? I cannot afford to pay everybody. Delgado, Galvan, Ruiz, Ayers, Mahmoud, Mr. Beamish here. Javier Rodriguez, Brian Lobaton, Rockel, Anderson, Olver, Rodriguez, Garcia, Conway, Cole, Hernandez, kind of cool. Kind of like him a lot. We can give Brad Barnes and Barry Varner some time in the majors in spring training. I'm not so overwhelmed with pitching options and hitting options that I'm not willing to give people a shot. 6-man rotation. All the players, please. All the players, please. Is Hernandez a better first baseman than Shiflett? I'm fine with the switch if that's actually true, but the world where Danny Rios is hitting leadoff makes me laugh a little bit, but I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. Alright, let's just simulate a month and see where we are. Overall, you guys did better, except for Lucio. That's fine. Nothing from Hernandez or Valenzuela. That's okay. 2 weeks for Balboa. A lot of money's riding on your right shoulder. Don't get hurt. That's rude. Memphis Railroaders is such a weird name. I kind of dig it, though. I kind of like it, actually. Memphis was a major rail junction back in the day, so it makes a lot of sense to me. Some people are getting better. Most of them aren't. As to be expected here. You know what I did briefly forget about Halpern? He's going to need a spot, too. He's going to need a spot on the roster at some point. I don't really want to lose Gamble's leadership, though. I think we're just in a really uncomfortable position. I mean, Kubek wasn't going to make the team anyway, so I'm just going to designate him for assignment. It makes me feel kind of mean doing it, but Kubek had his chance to shine and he fucked it up, so I hope he takes on with another team. But it won't be this one. Losing Hernandez for 4 weeks kind of sucks. He actually had a really big role on this team. I'll have to hope that we get lucky and we have another, like, long break before we actually play games this season. Well, I was going to adjust postseason rosters, wasn't I? Yeah, that's fine. I don't think it needs to be done, at least not right now. Now what's happening? What am I getting annoyed with? I just want to make roster decisions, guys. Let me make my roster decisions. Oh, I've got to demote Kubek. Fine. Have it your way. Some people might call waving an injured guy a bit of a dick move, and I think I'm comfortable with that. Adam Wiley just earned a one-way ticket to the minor leagues. $6 months for John Goodwin. I'm just going to return you back to your home team. Hey, wow, look, he's back. You're so excited. Oh, I have a game 1 on opening day. Okay. Left field is a bit of an issue then, because he won't be back in time. I'll put him on the IL after all. Okay. 56 players is 20 players. Let's start sending people to the minors. Ayers, Campbell, Conway, Heiser, Jaster. Bill Gerling was pretty awful. I am not willing to take another risk on him. I will actually remove him from the 40-man. If somebody takes him, they take him, but I'm not that concerned about that happening. I'm just gonna put you on the IL. Pisa's already shit the bed in record time. That's rude. She's like, what if I just got worse at everything? Well, you're going to AAA then. You don't even get to make the roster. Rockle to the minors. Rodriguez to the minors. Varner to the minors. I'm down to a scant 21 pitchers. Let's go back up the list. I feel like keeping the guy that's 40 overall, who has no upside, is not terribly smart. Mesa to the minors. Paycar to the minors. Talbert is on my possible keep list, but he's not anywhere near the top of that list. Because I don't desperately need Ambrosio this season, I would love for him to get more experience in the high minors. That would make me very happy. Tillman definitely goes to the minors. If it's Barnes or Barrera, I'd rather keep Barnes because Barnes has some strikeout upside. 2 more pitchers gotta go. Garcia, I think, can start the year in AA. I don't think I can trust Talbert. I know technically Barnes is rated more low than he is, but Talbert's ability to strike people out doesn't always walking everyone, and he was terrible in the minor leagues at it. Can I get someone to take Talbert off my hands? Can somebody acquire him so I get some kind of prospect in exchange so I don't feel as bad about keeping him as long as I did? Nope. Okay. Well. Alright, so this is the opening day rotation. This is the opening day bullpen. It's what I expected. I want to switch Tovar and Crank. Do I? Maybe I don't. Maybe this is fine. I gotta say, Tovar becoming a specialist isn't my favorite outcome of this, but I guess it's all right. I am nervous about Crank not facing righties. This does cause me some consternation. Like, he's fine against righties. He's not terribly exciting. He's fine. So we'll see what happens with him. Maybe he'll turn out to be exactly what his bullpen needed the whole time. All right, position players, we got to get you down to 26. All right. Anderson, Olver, Lucio, Beamish. Rodriguez to the minors, Cole to the minors. Erim. Not Maini, just kidding. Ruiz, definitely. Hernandez to the minors. So here's the interesting problem I find myself with. Chris Hernandez is going to have a role in this opening day roster. Galvan to the minors. This essentially settles the lineup. This essentially settles the roster for right now. With Chris Hernandez picking up in left field when he's healthy. This means Schlotzhauer's playing left field to start the season, and I don't feel great about that. Maybe there's a better path. I don't know what it is, if there is, but it is a concern. All right, let's set the lineup the way we want it set, and then we'll generate some depth charts here. First things first, under no circumstances might he ever not the leadoff guy. That is his job. He is to be the ultimate leadoff guy to make everything else function on this roster. The question of whether it's Barry the number 2 or the number 3, I don't really think it matters all that much. No, it's Shiflett. Shiflett hits second. I really don't think it matters all that much. Then Barry. You know what? If you want to play percentages, we'll swap Barry and Shiflett against righties, left-handed pitching. Danny Rios is always a cleanup guy, every single time, without fail. The game really wants you to play Hernandez as the first baseman. I think Shiflett is by far the better first baseman, so we're going to let Hernandez DH. You can't play the outfield, can you? No, you cannot. Okay. Alright, so this is settled. Bautista and Gibbs definitely go at the bottom of the lineup. So then I guess it's Raul Valle hitting 6th. And then it's Schlotzhauer playing every day and left. It's not my favorite outcome for this spring training. This is putting an awful lot of pressure on somebody who has not proven the ability to be able to handle it. Maybe he'll surprise. I would be happy if he did. But currently, this lineup lacks a little bit of length at the bottom of the lineup. We're also still counting on Edwin Hernandez having a significantly better second season. Is Gibbs over 30? Gibbs is over 30. Letting Halpern play shortstop every now and again is fine with me. Torres playing every 6 games is also fine with me. This works. I like Halpern getting the occasional spot start at shortstop. I think I want to see more from him. And letting him play shortstop in low-stakes scenarios every few days, I think works for me. Halpern is probably the casualty when Hernandez comes back. That's just what we're looking at here. Shiflett can't play the outfield, can he? He could probably stand around in the outfield if I asked him to. Thankfully, Gamble is athletic enough to play the outfield, so that's pretty great. I mean, I said last season that it was World Series or bust, and I don't think this team has gotten worse. So I think the expectations remain sky high. I think if there is any weakness to this club, it's the depth. We have a lot of eggs and very few baskets, and that is always a danger when you pay players a lot of money. Always a danger. Are we okay pitching Doi, or is Doi still too tired? I'm not going to pitch him short rest. Balboa can be the guy here. That's fine. This is his 3rd season in the major leagues. I would like you very much to be ready to push the envelope. Yeah, it's like, I know not a lot has changed about this team. I completely get it. Oh, did I put the people that need to have on the 40-man? Are they on the 40-man? Delgado is not. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're asking stars to perform like stars, and we're asking for more from Edwin Hernandez. This power number is comical given his raw capabilities. As a rookie season, I'm fine with it, but if he's going to be the player we need him to be, he's got to start destroying baseballs. This is fine. This is acceptable. This number needs to go up a lot. If he can slug in the if he can slug around 500, this team is just astronomically better. It gives us another dangerous threat so that people have to give fat pitches to people like Raul Valle, Schlotzhauer, and even Bautista and Gibbs. Gibbs and Bautista are here for their gloves. They're not here for their bats. We need a long-term replacement for Bautista and Gibbs. If we consider this proposal for a second here, let me sort by position rating. Position... Fielding ratings? Yeah, here you go. Do you have any great defensive shortstops in the league? I mean, it would help if I was looking at my fucking hitters. John Cole is the best shortstop I've got. Like, defensively, he's the best shortstop that we have. He's not super far from the major leagues. I would still feel a little bit let down, though, if he did replace Gibbs. He's not as good as Gibbs is. Center field, it's probably Brady Olver would be my natural replacement here. So I have people that can handle the job, just maybe not as well as I would like. But people exist that can handle these positions and handle them well. So if we take a little bit of a hit in defense, but pick up a lot more in offense, maybe it'll be fine. I don't plan to replace either one. Replace either one of them in the immediate future. I would love for Gibbs to hit literally anything. That would make me very happy. But as long as his glove is sharp, and it has consistently been very sharp, then I think we're fine. I think we can live with his shortcomings. Bautista at least offers defensive value and base running, and he hits somewhat near league average, so that's pretty good. That makes me pretty happy. But they are the old men on a team that skews very, very young. What does Barry want long-term out of interest? Can I afford it? I cannot afford it. I don't know what I'm talking about here. The owner's already going to be pretty cranky with me, which is whatever. Like, I can't do anything about that. If we lose Jaden Charles, what then? I think it's going to be a crucial question to ask ourselves throughout this season. What happens if Jaden Charles walks? First of all, if he walks, he is getting the qualifying offer slapped on him so quickly that his head will spin. I think Nick Ambroso has the raw capabilities to be Jaden Charles adjacent. This number needs to go up. Absolutely needs to go up. I need his control to improve. If it does, I think he's got every chance to be a special player. I think the top tier talent is starting to disappear. I think the best talent in my system is already in the major leagues. For good or ill, that's where we are. Chris Hernandez takes this lineup to a place that really excites me. Chris Hernandez, especially since he is a switch hitter, if I am not mistaken. No, he's just a lefty. Okay. Lengthens this lineup in a way that's really satisfying. It makes it a better team. John Beamish, not to be slept on. But yes, so this is where we are right now. I think we have giant oodles of talent. I think there's every reasonable expectation that we go to the World Series this year, just as there were last year. If I'm a little bit less excited about this year's team, I don't know why. It's basically the same team. Like, as much as I don't trust Schlotzhauer to be an everyday left fielder, it's only for a couple of weeks. And then he slides into his more natural role, which is the right-handed particle platoon, which is how I want to use him. That's how he should be used. Yeah. But I feel pretty good. I feel reasonably good about our chances. I still think our rotation is very effective. I think we have addressed the bullpen issues, if no other way than letting John Crank pitch a lot more frequently. This bullpen is going to get expensive very quickly. And I have a lot of money committed to this roster already, and that is something I had not anticipated. Do I keep Delgado over Raul Barrera? I want another righty in the pen. I am going to swap them out. I need another righty in the pen. It's way too left-handed right now, and adding him in helps us out quite a bit. Remember Pulido was going to be an excellent starting pitcher. Now he's just an acceptable reliever. Pepper Charm remembers. One thing we did is we got rid of a lot of the high walk guys, and that should help things too. At the end of the day, it comes down to experience and clutch. That's what's going to carry us deep into the postseason or see us bounce out quickly. But yeah, the destination at this point for me is the World Series. Whether it's making it or winning it, that has to be our expectation. Well, we're going to get there? I have no idea. I hope we do, though. And I do feel a little bit guilty that you're going to have to wait a while to see if it does work out. But just as a quick reminder, this series will return on the 26th of September because I'm going to be on vacation. So I hope you watch lots of great baseball. You have fun doing it, whatever it is that you have joy doing. And I will be back. And we'll have more videos. And we'll see if this roster does indeed win the World Series. Until next time, my friends, this has been UpGuardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.